I was never really a runner. The way I see running is a gift, especially when you have stage 4 cancer. I'm Anne. I'm running the Boston Marathon, presented by Bank of America. I run for Dana-Farber Cancer Institute to give people like me a chance to thrive in life, even with cancer.
Join Bank of America in helping Anne's cause. Give if you can at BofA.com/supportAnne. What would you like the power to do? References to charitable organizations is not an endorsement by Bank of America Corporation. Copyright 2025.
Hi, and welcome to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. My name is Bill Moore. I'm a food truck business trainer, author of Food Truck 101, Beginner to Winner, and the recently released book, Food Truck 201, Get Off the Truck. This podcast is all about helping you start and grow your food truck business. Today I'm going to talk to you about something that I don't do. I'm going to explain why I don't recommend working on a food truck before getting one yourself. When someone expresses interest in owning a food truck, often somebody's going to reply on one of the Facebook groups, "Hey, work on a food truck for a year and see if you even like it. Learn all you can learn." And on the surface, that sounds like a good idea, except you don't really know the quality of the food truck you're going to be setting foot on. Gaining experience to a new set of skills makes a whole bunch of sense before you're going to spend tens of thousands of dollars to buy a truck, but you don't know if the person that runs that truck has any kind of knowledge base to even teach you. So when that brand new person steps on that food truck, they don't have any knowledge base either. So it could be a situation of the blind leading the blind. And without that knowledge base, that new would-be owner, they could pick up bad habits because they just don't know any better. They could even pick up dangerous habits that can make somebody sick. And again, simply because they don't know any better. Hey, it works on that food truck. Certainly I can do it on this food truck. I have worked on hundreds of food trucks. I have eaten from thousands of food trucks over the years. And sadly, very, very few of them are worthy of being an example for a new person. Even owners with corporate restaurant experience, that experience did not translate well into them handling their own business properly and then getting the full potential out of that business in profit. So where should a new person get some practical training experience before deciding even if food vending is something they want to do? Honestly, a would-be food vendor needs two distinct types of training. The first is practical hands-on experience, and this is going to be not from a food truck. It's going to be from a well-ran fast food restaurant. A properly ran fast food restaurant will train on key factors, and that particular type of experience needs repetition and practice to get good at those particular tasks that are done at a fast food restaurant. And those particular things are guest service and courtesy, food safety, and speed. Now, why do I say a fast food restaurant? Why don't I say a sit-down restaurant or some other type of restaurant? Simply because a fast food restaurant is the closest analog to a food truck. People walk up to a counter and place an order. People walk up to or drive up to a drive-through window and place an order. So people are coming to you to place an order, and then the staff in turns creates the food and hands it out, exactly like on a food truck. The holding procedures, the cooking procedures are extremely similar and could be duplicated. And in fact, when I do food trucks, I duplicate everything I've ever learned. I want to be fast, I want to be efficient, and I want to have delicious food. And I learned all of that from working in a fast food restaurant and beginning my career by saying, "Would you like fries with that?" Now, I know what you're thinking to yourself. My local franchisee is really slow, they're unfriendly, and the food just sucks. Remember what I said, a well-ran franchise. So how do you determine what a well-ran franchise is? Go inside and order some food. Then sit down and watch the staff. Are they courteous when you place the order? Are they hustling and helping each other out to get the food out to the guests? Not only you, but to the other guests. Are they communicating to each other in a polite manner? Is the presentation of the food combined with a thank you and an invitation to return? When you look at the food and unwrap it, is it assembled with care? Is it hot? Is it fresh? Is it tasty? All the things that you want to do in your food truck, you want to see if they're doing it at that restaurant. And if they are, that's the place to go learn from. If you're getting a lot of yes answers, visit them a second time or a third time. And if all your visits are mostly yes answers to those questions I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, you found at least a decently ran restaurant to learn from. Now understand you're going to need to learn a whole bunch more than how to take an order, how to cook, and how to assemble. Those are just service-related activities. There's much more to running a food truck. There's much more to running a restaurant. You'll need to be an opener so you can learn how to do all the prep and all the equipment setup. You'll need to be a closer so you can learn how to tear down all the equipment and do all the cleanup activities and how to handle the leftover food and how to handle that leftover food in a safe manner. You'll need to also learn what's called post-rush. And what post-rush is it's activities that happen while you're in business, while you're still open and selling to the public. And that would be additional prep work to get yourself restocked. It would be cleanup activities, taking out the trash, that type of thing. So you need to understand those types of activities as well. Because remember, the business is still operating and somebody still has to do more prep. Somebody has to still do more cleaning. So you've got to get those activities and understand them. Now, what restaurant would I recommend as a good learning base for a food truck? Any one of the larger franchisees of the major brands. My personal preference is Chick-fil-A. They are by far the best ran and busiest of all fast food restaurants. They average over $5 million a year in sales per unit. No other chain, I'm going to repeat that, no other chain has broken $4 million, and only 3 other chains have topped $3 million a year in annual sales per unit. So Chick-fil-A is doing something right, and they're doing it so much right that they're embarrassing all the other bigger chains. Chick-fil-A has 2,500 locations. McDonald's has tens of thousands. Burger King has tens of thousands. Neither one of them have broken $3 million a year in sales. McDonald's is getting close. They're at 2.9, but still, they haven't even hit 4, haven't even hit 5. Chick-fil-A does it. Go learn from Chick-fil-A. If you don't have a Chick-fil-A in your area, because like I said, there's only about 2,500 of those, my next choice would be a Wendy's. I did Wendy's for a number of years. And again, you're looking for a well-ran Wendy's. And I'm going to admit there are many Wendy's today that are not well-ran. And if you don't have one of those franchises, look for another chain. There has to be somebody in your town that's operating well enough for you to learn from. And then go learn from them. Because all you're wanting to do is learn. Remember, you're not there to move up the ranks and become a manager. You're there to learn how to do things so you can translate that into your food truck and be super successful. Honestly, the only thing a person could learn from just a random food truck is how hot the interior gets and how uncomfortable it is to work in that kind of heat. You can go pick any truck you want, and you'll soon see how quickly a truck can get up over 120 degrees in the summertime, and that's dangerous to work in. You can certainly learn from any random food truck how to keep yourself cool and hydrated, and how important that is to you being able to survive a shift on a food truck. You got to experience that kind of heat firsthand, but you'll experience it in a commercial kitchen. The only difference is the temperature will get into the 90s, and sometimes even over 100. And that alone could be enough to sway your decision to buy a food truck in the first place, because a food truck is going to get hotter. Now, the second part of the education, because remember I said there's 2 things you need to do. One is get that practical experience in the operational side of running a food business. The second part is learning the business side, not the operational side. Most food truck owners likely will not share the details of their profit and loss statements. So going to work on a food truck to get that experience is not going to teach you anything about how to operate the business. You might learn how to cook a burger and cook some fries, but that's not how to run a business. Those are tasks your business does. This type of training, the business side of the training, has got to come from people that can help you understand the details. And that's going to be the local small business administration office in your area. They partner with a group that's called SCORE, and SCORE is just retired people from different walks of life and different businesses that help new folks start their own business, and they mentor them and help them. And the SBA and SCORE also offer courses and other resources that are free just for the asking. So to help you to understand, a profit and loss statement, a balance sheet, all the businessy things that a random food truck owner may not understand and certainly will not want to share his with you because, they don't want you to know they ain't making no money. And you can always take a class or 2 from your local community college or even do one online. The idea is that you get the knowledge that you need before you ever decide to buy a food truck. The point being, learn all you can about a food truck from the operational side and the business side. They are 2 distinct and different areas. You've got to know both. Learn from people that know what they're doing and not just some random dude that set up a food truck, because you have no clue if he's even making money or not. And if you listen to some of my other podcasts, you know that a lot of people admit they've been working the last 2 or 3 years and made no money. So why would you want to learn from them? Thank you so much for listening to the 10-Minute Food Truck Training Podcast. If you're finding all the information helpful to your food truck business, please become a monthly supporter of the podcast. Just hit the support button or follow the link in the description. Every little bit does help keep us going. Join our Facebook group. It's called Food Truck Training. We have a whole bunch of awesome members at all different levels, from brand new beginners to decades-old veterans. They all have your back when it comes to helping you with your food truck. And again, thank you for listening. Come back tomorrow because you know I got plenty more to say when it comes to helping you and your food truck business grow.